So everyone's a psycho and a murderer. Welcome back to my channel. It's Tyra here with another struggle review, here to discuss Don't Tell a Soul. Now, before we get into why I feel like you should watch this movie and why I feel like this is one of the better movies I've seen in the past year, I need you guys to drop down and subscribe to my channel and like this video. I'm going to give you a second to do that, and then we're going to come back and discuss all things diet soda. Now that you guys have hopefully subscribed to see more of me, let's get into this film. Now, this movie was not on my radar. Didn't see any trailers for it. Wasn't looking for it. Just happened to be looking for something to watch and thought, I think I recognize the guy who's in that well from something. Didn't know what it was at the time. But so, let's just watch it. And I'm so glad I did. I am so glad I did. Now, we start off this film really diving into these characters. I like how this movie doesn't waste any time, but it also doesn't take away from the story. I don't feel like we know any less about these brothers. Now, we instantly see that the older brother could care less for his younger brother, one being 16, 17, and one being 14. Now, we already know right off the bat that the brother has his own agenda because he's very adamant about, we're going to break into this house, steal this $12,000, this home that's being fumigated, but I'm going to stand watch and you're going to go in. You're going to get all the blame. You're going to take all the risk. And of course, the younger sibling, wanting to appease his big brother, goes through with it, goes to steal this money. Now, running off with this money, because they're practically right next to this house. We're going to steal money from a neighbor's house. They're stopped by Mr. Hammy, your local family-friendly security guard, who on first notice looks like he's just about to stop these young men and retrieve this money from, this neighbor. But happens to fall into a well, breaking his leg, and the older brother just wants to leave him there helpless. I don't care what happens to him. I don't care if he's found. Don't talk about it. We got this money for mom, because this money is for mom who has lung cancer. And I don't want you talking about it anymore. I don't want you to go see this man. I don't want you to visit him. I don't want you to take him anything. Of course, the younger brother being just out of his mind, we can't do this. The younger brother seems to have some type of soul. Don't tell a soul. His some type of soul. Like, you instantly identify with the younger brother. You instantly feel for him. You just want to console him. And you instantly dislike. They did a very good job of making you dislike the older brother. Like, right off the back, you're like, oh, anybody just come punch him in the face. Get him out of here. With all of that being said, and the younger brother feeling for Mr. Hammy, going to visit him, take him food, take him painkillers, a blanket, things to comfort him while he's in this well, all while not really sure if he wants to go against his brother in their bond and call the police or tell his mom and get him some help. But you also see that something's a little off with Mr. Hammy. Like, I don't know what it was. That the actor did an incredible job because you felt for him, but there was some type of disconnect to make you feel like something else is going on. And when we found out what was going on, oh boy. Now, throughout the entire film, we are taken on this roller coaster ride with these siblings, with the younger sibling, Joey, taking the blunt of the beatings and the ridicule and the nitpicking from Matt. Now, we are, aware that both parents had lung cancer and that from their upbringing, dad wasn't the best dad. He's already passed, and mom is in, her stages of cancers, and all she wants is a damn diet soda. I was like, oh gosh, like, I didn't know that they could make you like really just someone like you're like, she's hurting, she's dying of cancer, but at the same time you're looking at her on the couch like, you just gonna ask for soda? That's all you, the whole movie, you just gonna ask for soda. Oh, and he said, get your own damn soda. Yeah, get your own damn soda. I'm sorry. We are taking on this ride with them, and the whole time, even though his brother is telling him, you know, stay away, don't do this, don't do that, along with verbal and physical abuse, you still see him connecting with Mr. Hammy. You see that he sees, you know, some type of kinship, father figure in Mr. Hammy, especially when they, you know, get the walkie-talkies and they're able to communicate outside of him, you know, being at that well. And the more stuff that he brings them, they start to talk about his past and his father, who we can tell was not the best father, especially with how the children are, especially the oldest, talk about generational curses passed down. Because you see that whatever was displayed in the household, the beating, the yelling, was passed down to Matt, and he put this off on his younger brother. It's real, y'all. But we get to, you know, Joey being under the impression that, you know, this money is for mom. But Matt's having a good old time, throwing parties, drinking, drugs, girls, hotel. No, this money was for you. This was never about mom. This is for you. The older brother is so selfish and has such a case of superiority that he just shouldn't have. He's a little sick. A whole lot of sick and a whole lot of psycho. Soon as we saw him, you know, instantly piss on Mr. Hammy, I was like, oh, okay. But you see what could be, you know, the makings of just a family dynamic that is just so torn down that this behavior was passed down to Matt from his dad and what he saw with his parents, and it's being, you know, enforced on the younger brother and making the younger brother turn into something horrible himself. And it's just all, you know, trickling down, and you know that something bad is going to happen. Some type of retaliation is going to happen, because instantly Matt is just nitpicking. Not only physically and mentally abusing him, but also running his mouth off to his friends that his brother robbed this house. You know, took one for the team. No loyalty, no family dynamic, no bond. You would think that they were strangers on the street. They're completely day and night. But by the time we see, you know, him put a bag over his head and beat him with a rake, you've lost all sympathy. You never really had a sympathetic bone in your body for the older brother, Matt, but you lost it all at that point. And at this point, you really just want him to escape, retaliate. You want him to do something. You don't know if you want him to physically hurt his brother, but you don't know that you don't want him to. You want him to do something. You want him to protect himself. We also get more insight into just how disconnected the older brother Matt is after he gets, you know, just so sick and tired of him continuing to visit him and supply him with things. He tries to poison him and kill him. Psycho. Crazy. Everybody is. But there just happened to be a gas mask in the well from earlier in the film when the boys robbed the house, which, you know, supplied him with oxygen, and he didn't die. But by the time we realize this, Joey is made aware that Mr. Hammy is not Mr. Hammy. Mr. Hammy is Randy, a man who killed his entire family. Now, you are just seeing that Joey is, you know, the more heartfelt, warmer, logical brother, and you feel like, you know, he's going to stay away. He's going to call the police finally. He's going to do something logical. No, this does not disconnect any interest or any connection that he has for Mr. Hammy, knowing that he's a murderer on the run. This kind of intrigues him a little bit more. And then we come with the agreement of, you know, if I do get you out, can you punish my brother? Like, what? But punish? Kill your brother? Because this is a murderer. But it was just so sad to see that this brother confided and connected so much to a murderer in contrast to what was available in his household. We have the mom who can't really be there, who's sick, who takes pills and, drinks her soda all the time and is practically glued to her TV and her couch. We have the brother who is constantly abusing him, calls him names, who you see has been just on his neck since forever. It's just not a comfortable environment. So he would rather gravitate towards a murderer. Love your kids. Now, towards the end, when all the plot twists really started to come together, like, the story got so good and I was so into it because you did not know what was going to happen next once he actually got him out of the well. And you realize this whole entire time he's had a gun. And we have, a little cat and mouse, little back and forth. And he's kind of toying with the boy, giving him the gun, pretending to shoot him and back and forth. And you just see the minds meet of just insanity. Like, oh my God, crazy. Takes him back home to clean him up and continue to be on the run with the promise of, I'm going to punish Matt. And we see just how disconnected this family is. Not only is mom still very much engaged into her TV, Matt, the older asshole, has went to turn his brother into the police himself. And Joey wants more than anything in the world to just leave, like, just get me out of here. Like, he is so in awe of this man in comparison to his own family that he's willing to jump in the car with a stranger who's murdered his family. Like, and just know that there are just so many real dynamics like this. Like, it was sad to see that he just felt so uncaring. Like, I'd rather be with you than be here with this. It's nothing for me here. But they take the truck and you hear, the police come up and the brother realizes, who it is and that he's not dead. And there's a standoff, a shoot off. Does this deter the boy away? No. Still there. I still want to go with you. And you start to kind of feel like, Randy is kind of, warming up to him. He did say he could come with him. Something's going on here. There's some love here. No. No. They get Matt out of the car and force him back into the well where he, makes the boy, shout, I'm in charge, I'm controlled, little obscene things. Wants to, you feel like he's building him up, even though it's in the most horrible way. Like, what's going on here? Building him up. And then proceeds to show his true colors. Because, he's a murderer. He's a psycho along with everybody else. And push Joey into the well, who has antagonized and pissed his brother off. And throw him down. I'm going to kick his ass. Like, oh my God, crazy. You proceed to see him get beat to a pulp. And honey, when I thought this little baby was dead, I was like, no, don't end it like this. He can't die. Like, no. I was so invested. And then the boom, pow, mom, diet soda mom, pill popping mom, on the couch mom, has a cane mom, shows up following that walkie-talkie's GPS to save her boys. Now, at this point, how the boys are reacting, I was like, well, damn, what? Do you really want? No, save your kids. She comes to save her boys and shoots him. And this is where we learn that, there was no mysterious accident with the husband being shot. She did it. Everyone has blood on their hands, and it's just like generations of crazy. Not only from the dad, but from the mom, who says, I didn't protect them then, but I'm trying to protect them now. And we go and we see, that family dynamic happen and the love and her reaching out for her boys, and finally Matt having, a little awakening of his chi, and I'm sorry, and I was just trying to replace dad. I was trying to be this. I really didn't care. Like, he had done too much at that point. I was just like, you can get out of my face. Joey's alive, even though he was, kind of drifting. Not his fault, though. He's alive, though, right? Matt can go. You guys, I totally enjoyed this film and totally recommend that you watch it. Hopefully, if you are subscribed to my channel and you are watching these reviews, I would assume that you've watched the movie because you know I get spoiler friendly. Like, it's no, we spoilers up in here. But that's my take on the movie. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Drop down and tell me if you've seen this. If you have not, stop right now. Go watch it. Come back. Well, how would that work if you already watched? You know what? Don't even matter. Subscribe and like this video. I see you guys next time. Bye.